What's up everybody, Taco Bandit here with Chad. How's it going, guys? So as y'all are well aware, I do have an access cab TRD off-road. Chad here has a double cab sport with the long bed. So really we have the exact opposite trucks, and we've had a little bit of time to really walk around them. He's had his here for the past few months. I, as you know, I've had mine for about 5 months now, and we really have had some time to see some of the differences, and we'll go through some of those today. So we'll take a little bit of an in-depth look at the differences between the sport and the off-road, and we'll see which one might fit your lifestyle and be better for you.
Alright, so I'm inside my TRD Sport double cab. From here forward, it's pretty much the same as Taco Bandit's truck. It's got everything, you know, in it that his does, but we'll jump in the back here, and as you can see, there's a bit more space. It's a bit easier to get into, but yeah, you got the full seats. You can seat 5 total in this truck, whereas in his truck you can only fit 4. This, for me and my lifestyle, with a family and, you know, parents and my brother, a dog, I've got every bit of room I would possibly need, whereas to fit his lifestyle, the access cab is perfect for him. Yeah, so this is me sitting behind myself. I've got a decent amount of legroom here, and I'd be pretty comfortable for, so yeah, another difference with the TRD Sport is you got the body colored front bumper, you get the chin spoiler, less ground clearance there, but you're supposedly getting better fuel economy with that, or less air noise. Different size rims, you got the mud guards on this.
Alright, so another difference with the Sport is you do have the hood scoop. It is a little bit different than the second gens, whereas it does have some more contours within the hood, and you know the scoop is a little bit different shape and size and everything else. Again, my truck doesn't have that, and it does lack some of the contours here in the middle. But moving down here, it does have a chin spoiler here. It's about a 6-inch chin spoiler here on the Sport. Very, very street-oriented tires. You know, I'm sure your 4-wheel drive would be fine with these tires in some mild snow or rain or anything like that. And you do have kind of a 5-spoke wheel. It is kind of the magnetic gray in the center, and then the machine face on it, and it is a really nice looking wheel. Moving along here to my truck, again, I don't have any kind of chin spoiler. Again, the chin spoiler is to help with your fuel economy and that sort of thing, but off-road, it does hurt your approach angle, and honestly, it would just get torn up pretty quickly if you were trying to take this truck off-road. These tires are a little bit more aggressive. You do have more of an aggressive sidewall, and just a little bit beefier tread pattern here. The wheels are the same color, but it is more of a cog-shaped wheel on this one. And actually, the off-roads have a 16-inch rim, where the Sport has a 17-inch rim. Moving along back here a little bit, my fender flares are just the black plastic, and I don't have any kind of mud guard. Now, to get a 6-foot bed on a Tacoma, you have to go with an access cab to get it on the standard wheelbase, standard frame length. Now, your other option, of course, is to go with the double cab long bed. It does lengthen your frame by right around a foot, but it is an option. They're a little bit harder to find, and I know Chad had a little bit more trouble finding one. You know, the most common trucks are the double cab short beds, but if you have a family that you plan on hauling around and you also want a 6-foot bed, this is a great option. Again, for someone like me where you're not hauling around a lot of people, this is perfectly fine. You know, I have my 6-foot bed, but it is a little bit a smaller footprint and smaller package. So again, here at the back of the truck, my third brake light is just that, just a brake light. Moving over here to Chad's truck, as you can see, the grill for the light is clear. That is because he not only has a third brake light, but it's also a bed light. So you can flip the switch up there to the left of the steering wheel, and a light projects down, projecting light into your bed, so that if you're moving anything at night, it'll be easier to do so.
So taking a look here underneath my TRD off-road, it does have the yellow Bilstein shocks, as well as a larger skid plate. As you can see there, my skid plate does go back to the cross member where your transmission is supported. So you do get a little bit better protection with the TRD off-road skid plate. So looking here under the TRD Sport, they are Hitachi brand shocks, not Bilsteins, just more of a Toyota brand. And then looking here at the skid plate, it doesn't go nearly to the cross member. It goes right around to the jack point there in the center of the truck, but it doesn't go back to the transmission cross member like the skid plate on the TRD off-road.
So another thing about having a double cab, one of the cons is if you're wanting to open up that window there in the back, you can't reach it, or at least with my arms you can't. You can get probably within a foot of it, but there's no way you can open it without going around to the second set of doors to open it up. With my particular setup that I have here in the truck, I don't have the technology package like Taco Bandit does in his truck. So you get the climate control on one side by control, but you can only set it for the entire truck. You can't individually set the temperature and climate for the passenger side. Also, you don't get the blind spot monitor, you don't get the backup beepers. All I have here is the ECT power button, the Qi wireless charging, and your USB and auxiliary input. Otherwise, that's the only difference I have in here.
So here in my access cab, the rear sliding window is a little bit more within reach. Now obviously you could, at a stoplight or something like that, just turn around here and open it right up. I do have somewhat long arms, but I think for the average person it would still be within reach. Now this being the off-road model, it does have the multi-terrain select and crawl control, as well as the locker, where you won't find any of that in a TRD Sport. Now moving down here into the climate control, you do have the dual zone climate control, so you can set the left side and the right side of the truck independently as far as temperature and everything like that is concerned, as well as I have heated seats. Now you'll also notice looking down here on the switch panel, you have blind spot monitoring, the ECT power, and parking assist, as well as your USB and your Qi wireless charging. Now we do both have this option, but with the TRD models in the automatic transmission, you do have your engine start-stop button. You can just leave your key in your pocket, hit the button, and your engine will either turn on or turn off. Now to do that, you have to have your foot on the brake. I've had a lot of questions about how do you just get the radio on. If you don't have your foot on the brake and you hit the button, the radio and the rest of the electronics will turn on. However, the engine will remain off. Again, you have to have your foot on the brake and hit the button, and the engine roars to life. So there you have it, everybody, a really in-depth look at the difference not only between the TRD Sport and the TRD Off-Road, but also a good look at the difference between the double cab long bed and the access cab, which again does have the 6-foot long bed. Really, there's no right or wrong answer, and Toyota makes these trucks so you can find the perfect one for you. We both live a very similar lifestyle, but as he said, he's hauling around his brother, his dogs, and that sort of thing, where normally it's just me. Maybe I might have one other person in the truck, but this is really just a fine option. And again, it does have a shorter wheelbase, and it's great for going off-road. So thank you all very much for joining us. Have a fantastic week, everybody, and we'll catch you next time. See ya. So everybody, I'm not sure if you could see it from the back of this video, but we were using this here oscillating fan as a tripod for my GoPro. Unfortunately, I did spend really all my money on my truck, and that's why you need to watch my videos. So maybe one day I'll have enough money to buy a real tripod.